Hey everyone, and welcome to Let's Build a Bassboard, the series where I build a bass pedalboard to your specifications. This board was requested a few weeks back. I got asked and tasked to build a pedalboard for more ambient stuff, and when I got a hold of this magnificent Pro FX pedalboard from Pedal Train, I figured why not go there and make something big, huge and ambient for ya. So, this board looks complicated, and in some ways it actually is, but it's not too complicated, I'd like to think. So let's start from the beginning and move along. So first up, it starts off with the power source. It's the Phoenix Clean Power from Walrus Audio. This massive brick of power provides the electricity needed for all of the pedals except for two. The Line6 Relay G70 and the EBS MicroBass3 both need a few more milliamps than this wonderful power source can put out, so I had to use some additional cables for that. However, considering the size of this board, it's not a thing that I would cry too much about if I ever were to use this board live, because hey, it's big as it is, why not add some more to it? So pedal-wise, the board starts off with the Line6 Relay G70. It's a great wireless unit, and it also serves as a DI box, so if you ever would need a nice clean DI signal, you can get that as well from this board, along with the nice and big and lush ambient tones. From the tuner output, we're going into the KORG Pitchblack tuner, which allows the signal to be playing at all time, unless you tap this one and you get a muted signal and the tuner can do its job silently. For me, I mean, I dabble with a fretless from time to time, but sometimes I get scared about my intonation and whatnot, and having a tuner on the board is actually something really handy for when you want to play some widdly fretless stuff and you're not entirely sure if you're in tune, I should say. Anyways, from the KORG Pitchblack, we're going into the Darkglass Electronics Microtubes X7, which I'm using for some bite and grit, and that one goes into the drive input of the EBS MicroBass3. That pedal doesn't do anything unless I hit this little switch here, which allows the drive channel to kick in. So this one acts in a way like a tube screamer placed in parallel with the rest of the signal chain. It's actually quite a cool trick with the microbass that you can do with other distortion pedals as well, I should add. So that's the tuner output signal chain. Then from output A, we're going into the wonderful EBS OctaBass. This is the latest and the greatest version of this one, if you ask me. It's a bit tinier, and it's got that nice, and using it like that gives you a really nice and round and massive low end. Out of the OctaBass, I'm going into the TC Electronics sub and up. I've got it set only for the up mode, and I'm using that along with the Duality Fuzz from Darkglass Electronics to create these ambient swells and whatnot. It's great for those lead widdlies that you want to do when you've got a nice and big ambient board. After the subbing up, we're going into the BassIQ from EBS for some and along with the subbing up, or with the OctaBass, you can get some nice and almost synthy type bass and lead tones, I should add. And then we're going into the Darkglass Electronics Duality Fuzz. The Duality Fuzz is just a great over-the-top fuzz pedal, which suits really well for some nice and cool leads, in my humble opinion. Then we're going into the Darkglass Microtubes B7K, which is probably my desert island metal-based distortion pedal. Because essentially this board, yes, it's intended for ambient and noisy and nice stuff, but sometimes you just gotta play some, you know, low E's with some distortion, and that's where the B7K comes in handy. And you know, using it along with the drive trick, you can get quite a variety of distorted tones. Then we're going into the Liquifier from Ampeg, which is probably my favorite chorus pedal as of now. It just adds some really nice and lush space to the tone. And then all of this is being squashed and squeezed, well, not really, by the Darkglass Super Symmetry compressor. As you can see, I've got the blend knob set for about 12 o'clock, so you get some pretty nice parallel compression with this setting. So you still get that uncompressed and pretty clean tone coming through, as well with the squashy one. Then we're going into the mothership of this pedalboard, which is the EBS MicroBass3. This is such a great and lovely clean preamp, especially for these, you know, types of thing that I'm doing with this setup. Like I said, it has a cool drive circuit that I'm using occasionally. You know, if I ever were to bring this board to a gig and would need some metal tones, I could just hit that drive button and, you know, go bananas. This wonderful pedal also has an effects loop, which I'm using quite extensively with this setup. First up in the effects loop, we've got the ReTracer Delay, also from EBS. I've got it set for the analog modified type thingy tone, and I'm using it in conjunction with another delay pedal. I'm using it together with the Flashback delay, which I've got set for a reverse delay. So together, just a flashback. And with the ReTracer, and just the ReTracer. So that's a pretty cool tone that I really enjoyed using. And then both of these wonderful pedals are going into the latest addition to my pedal library, which is the Walrus Audio Slur reverb pedal. It's just an amazing reverb pedal, sounds so good for these. And especially with the two delays. I mean, I can just sit here and play harmonics all day with this wonderful little setup. The slur also has the sustain function, which I'll get to in a separate video, but essentially it does this. Which is really wonderful and cool. Then we're going back into the MicroBass 3, and last, well, not last, but pretty much last in the signal chain, we got the small and awesome and really cool Ditto looper from TC Electronic. Which is just a simple and handy looper pedal, which you can have so much fun with. I'm probably gonna stick around with this board for quite a while after having this video done and whatnot. Anyways, after the Ditto Looper, we're going into the Darkglass Element headphone amp and the cab sim, and now also audio interface and all other cool good stuff. And in that one I've got, I think it's the Nolly's Megameld setup going, and that's one is going straight into Logic through the SSL 2 Plus audio interface. And that's pretty much this board. It looks complicated, and in some ways I guess it is, especially if you're just, you know, playing root notes all night with your blues band. But this is not a board for you then. This board is for people who get bored with setups like that, or people who want to experiment a bit more and create some lush and exciting sonic soundscapes. So with all that being said and done, here is a wonderful D chord for you before we, let's see, there's quite a bit of tap dancing involved with this board, but it's just so much fun to have a board like this. So with all this being said and done, thank you so much for watching this episode of Let's Build a Bassboard. Make sure to leave a comment and suggest more crazy builds for me to try out and do. I have a few cool suggestions already brewing and bubbling in the back of my head, so I'll probably get to those pretty soon, hopefully. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, help me out with that nasty and pesky YouTube algorithm. Share this video to your friends or to your enemies if you didn't enjoy this. So I'll see you guys and gals and cats and dogs in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye.